Good morning, 5G. Welcome to Monday. Hey, it's May the 4th, 2020, and you are doing booklet 4 this week. So we're on the last week of that booklet pack. I will be going in on Wednesday this week to work on another package that will take us to June, which will be another 4-week booklet. Wow, can you believe it? The year is flying by on us. Anyways, you'll see a picture here that I took at Rainbow Falls a couple of years ago. It was a beautiful evening. It's a little hike. You got to hike into Rainbow Falls. The falls are actually the reverse side of this. The water was low, so the falls weren't that great, but there was a beautiful sunset, so I was capturing that with my camera. And the color of the reeds, and it was just a gorgeous, gorgeous evening. Anyways, let's get to what we're going to do today. We're going to try out some new technology, well, old technology from our classroom, but we're going to bring it into this homeschool environment, see how that works. I want to remind you that we have a spelling test today at 2 o'clock. I hope as many of you can come as possible. Also, let's see, I wanted to just talk a little bit about where we're going in social studies, and I'm going to do that with this screen here. This is how to make a hat from a beaver. Believe it or not, that the whole fur trade uh, took off between the Aboriginal people and the white people who came to North America. One of their big reasons for having a relationship with the native people was fur. They just loved beaver fur. Beaver was not a basic trapping animal for the indigenous people. They were more interested in caribou and deer and moose and fox, things that they could use to make clothing and um, hides for summer clothing and stuff like that. Beaver was one of those things that was a good fur, but they didn't have much use for it. It was kind of a smaller animal and not as easy to trap as, let's say, a fox or a wolf. And fox and wolf would have been far more valuable to the indigenous people. However, beaver, uh, white people love beaver because in Europe a fashion rage took off. You know how we have fashion rages, like everybody has to have the latest Nike shoe, or I can't tell you what kids wear nowadays. Anyways, something fashionable. In England and France and Germany, beaver hats were huge. Matter of fact, you could spend a whole year's salary to buy a beaver hat. And it's something you would put in your will and pass down to your kid. That's how valuable these hats were. Uh, all the beavers in Europe had been trapped out. So when they found North America and the indigenous people had access to the beavers, a relationship was started, and they went nuts over beavers. And they show you a little bit how they would they would spread out the beaver pelt. They'd remove the fur. You can read this later on your own time. Uh, but this is the one thing I wanted to point out to you here. It says, next, the hatter brushed on a solution of nitrate of mercury. This raised the scales on the hair, which made it easier to make into felt. Okay, so they didn't want a fur hat; they wanted a felt hat. But beaver felt was what was important. Now, you notice the word hatter. That was the name of the guy who actually made hats. That was his profession. He was called a hatter. Have you heard of the term Mad Hatter? Uh, it's in one of the one of the comics or something. Maybe even Batman. I'm not sure. Anyways, the Mad Hatter basically explains what happened to these people when they used this mercury nitrate solution. It caused mental illness. So, Mad as a Hatter came from people who worked in the hatting industry losing their minds. So, when you ever hear the term, oh, he's as mad as a Hatter, that means he's lost his mind. And that was a classic thing in Europe. People were losing their minds because they were working with this mercury. Mercury is not good for your brain. Anyways, you can look through this and hear some of the stuff of how they shaped it, all that kind of stuff. I'll just pause here. You can pause the video, read that over, and then look down here and bowing the fur to start the felt process. They go more into it. Again, I'll hold it here for a second. You can pause the video, and that's all of it. Sorry if my picture's in the way. I'm gonna click hide on that. Sorry if my picture is in the way for the bottom line here. Anyways, good stuff. I just want to talk a little bit about social studies. The other thing I want to do is give you your mental math, which is not mental math, but the puzzle of the day, which is really part of your curriculum, something you need to learn. So, although it's part of a puzzle thing that you can send an answer into, it's something you need to know for grade 6. And this is the old digital camera. I got it over here. So I'm going to turn this way and work on the paper. You probably will just see the side of my head as I'm trying to explain what's going on. I'm going to make it full screen. There we go. Alrighty. Math puzzle for Monday, May 4th, 2006. I had to go crazy and look for a ruler. I didn't have a ruler at home. Can you believe it or not? We have tape measures, but no rulers. So I found a wood stick that I use in my carving, and I dug around, found a red pen, which took a little while. Obviously, I'm not prepared to teach from home. Anyways, I thought I should use a ruler and make it look good. So, math puzzle for Monday, May 4th, 2020. We need to build what's called a T-table. And I'm going to build 2 of them right off the bat, because one is my demo, or my sample, and the other one's going to be our actual assignment. Hey, that didn't work out too good. Apparently this ruler is not a very good ruler, or I'm not very good at drawing with my pen here. Not the best. I'll find a ruler. If not, I'll go to the dollar store. Oh, apparently, yeah, it's like a lot of work to get into the dollar store. Anyways, we're going to label this in and out. In and out. These are 2 sides of an equation. That's what we're going to teach you here. So on this side, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 10. And I'm jumping a bunch of numbers, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, on this side, I'm going to put 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the question mark. What would the next number be there? Okay, you'll notice that these are going up by 1, and these are going up by 1. That is not the puzzle. This is called the rule down here. Okay, so there has to be a connection between the in and the out. It's not just a simple matter of, oh yeah, they're going up by 1 on one side and they're going up by 1 on the other side. That is not how you solve these puzzles. You have to find a correlation or a connection to the in and the out. So the question is, how do you get from 6 or from 1 to 6? Like how do you make that jump? Well, you could say, oh, you times it by 6. And you'd be right. You could go 1 times 6 equals 6. But if you did that here, 2 times 6 equals 12. So obviously that is not the rule because it doesn't work on the next number. So you have to find a connection between these numbers. Now, what's another way to get between 1 and 6? Well, you could add 10, take away 4. No, add 10, take away 5. Why am I not thinking here? Oh, yeah, add 10 to 1 would give you 11, take away 5 would give you 6. Then you try it here, add 10. Well, that'll give you 12, take away 5. Add 10, 12, take away 5. Ooh, that's 7. Add 10, 13, take away 5. What? Oh, that's not supposed to work. What is going on here? 14, take away 5 is 9. That was not the rule for the puzzle. I was just fooling around. And I know now why it's working because the rule is supposed to be add 5. So obviously, add 10 and then take away 4 equals 5. Because you add 1 here, you add 2 here. Anyways, it all equals 5. But the rule is simply just add 5. Because if you add 1 to 5, you get 6. 2 to 5, you get 7. 3 to 5, you get 8. So the rule down here is add 5. And then here, you could go, oh, if this is 10, how many, if I follow the rule, add 5, the question mark is 15. Okay, so that's how that works. You could also say the rule is add 10. What did we say? Take away 4? Add 10, take away 5. And you can see why that works, because it's really just add 5. See what I was doing there? That's how I messed up. Add 10, take away 5 is really add 5. If you can see my silliness there. Boy, that's a little embarrassing. Sorry I made that too complicated. I was trying to be goofy, and in my goofiness, I actually found a second solution. Alrighty, let's give you a real puzzle that you guys can solve. Okay, you have to find a connection between the in and the out. Let's see. Here we'll go 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. On this side, 6, 12, 18, 24. And then I'm going to have a bunch of question marks here because obviously I'm going up by 2's here. So I'm going to keep with that pattern. 10, 12, and 14. And then you have to find what are the outs on this side. What is the connection? And just write the word like this, rule, with your 2 dots, and say, what is the rule for this in-out pattern? Alrighty, there you go, 5J. Good luck, all the best. Sorry that video took so long. I have a feeling this is a really long video. Have a great day. And 2 o'clock, spelling test. Take care. Let's see, how am I going to shut this down now? I have no idea how to stop this thing.